we're here in lovely Reservoir and it's not raining anymore, and we've just been out and had a little bit of lunch, and I wanted to share with the people watching and listening about something that Grant put together recently, and asked the community, the mBraining and mBit community, to be involved in, which was a bit of a wisdom project that I jumped at the chance to get involved with when I found out about it. It was awesome.
Thank you for that. I really appreciate you taking action on that.
Yeah, that's my pleasure, Graham, my pleasure. But I'd love for you to share with the people watching and listening what the Wisdom Project is about, because I think it's best coming from your words rather than mine.
Okay, I actually think it's probably the other way around. It's best coming from our community's words, because there's my ideas, but there's what we all do together, and multiple brains, as we know. Or
yes.
More brains are better than one.
Oh, yeah.
3 brains is better than 1, as we know, in terms of producing more wisdom. So therefore,
happy.
I think it just keeps going out into the community. So the idea, it actually came about because I was being interviewed for a radio program, and the hosts of that radio program, it was about mBit and mBraining, and they also wanted to talk to me about the new book, Avoiding the Enemy's Happiness. And they said, wouldn't it be great to have these books given out to people in the world who might not be able to afford it? And I went, oh, that would be an awesome idea. I love that idea. I'd be up for that. I'd be willing to provide the books at cost. Absolutely make nothing out of the books, give up any royalties, anything. Not that we make much money out of books, but just provide them at cost to do that, and not even donate some for free. Absolutely. And so that's, I thought, let's take it to the mBit community, see who wants to get involved, who wants to pony up, for the price of a cup of coffee or several cups of coffee, and buy some books. And that's what we've done. We've ordered books. We've got people all around the world now who've been involved in this wonderful project, and we're putting copies of Avoiding the Enemy's Happiness, which is an mBit-based book, and mBraining out into places, hopefully in places where people would frequent that wouldn't normally necessarily buy a book, or wouldn't have the money to buy a book, or etc. So that what we're hoping is that people who would not otherwise see mBraining or Avoiding the Enemy's Happiness, wouldn't come across mBit, can serendipitously have their hearts touched by, and their lives touched by finding a book where it says inside the book, this book is a gift to you, enjoy it, hope it makes a difference to your life, and by the way, when you finished it, please hand it on.
Yeah.
Put it back out somewhere else, and if you feel like it, go onto our Facebook page, here's the hashtag, and just let us know where you found the book, what was your thoughts and feelings on the book, something like that. So
Yeah, it's awesome. I remember one of the first books that I came across that really sort of changed my way of thinking was a book called Think and Grow Rich by Napoleon Hill.
Yep.
And I was reading it and thinking that of how relevant this book was in my life, and in the 2000s. I think I picked it up in the early 2000s, and it had been written almost 100 years before that.
Yeah.
And that was one of the books that sort of began the whole process. I don't remember how I came across the book, but I remember the significant change.
One book can change your life.
Yeah, that
one distinction.
Yeah.
One distinction can turn you, and that distinction repeated over time through the neural patterns of neurons that fire together, wire together, can change your life. I think the price of admission to anything, any book I read, any training I go on, any video I watch, etc., if I get one distinction out of it, then I know my life could change for that one distinction. So, some people go for a training and they want the whole training, every single bit of it to be, I go, you know what, if I got one distinction, it was worth the price of admission and my time and energy and money that I put to it. Because truly, your life only changes by finding new ways to think, feel, and act.
Yeah.
Your beingness comes in. We are what we do, as the noted neuroscientist Robert Ornstein says. We are what we do. So in order to do new things, so that you can become a new person, as Umberto Maturana says, we're human becomings, not human beings. So in order to become, you need to do new things. In order to do new things, you need new ideas. And one distinction that you tap into at the head, heart and gut level. Take a new idea into your heart, maybe move your gut to take action, motility in your world, to change your core identity, and your head will flourish.
Yeah.
And your life will flourish.
So
That's what we've done.
So that's exactly what we've done. And at the bottom of this video, or maybe at the top of the page on the video, there'll be a little link that takes you to a little bit of pretty raw footage of me and Grant taking the book around and leaving it in different places, and then hoping to see whether or not somebody pick it up, and we'll just give you a bit of an idea of what kind of places we went to, what our thought process was behind it when we left them there. And hopefully you'll get to enjoy it, and hopefully in the future some of the people listening and watching this will get to participate in this wisdom project.
This one wisdom project. We're going to do this repeatedly. Obviously, it has to have certain time frames because you just practically have to get the funding to buy the books, order them in, get them in, etc., and then we have to distribute them. All the money coming in versus the paying for the cost to print the books and postage has to be done within pragmatically within a business financial year for Australian tax purposes and all that sort of stuff.
Yes.
So it can't just be ongoing with money coming in, etc., because if it cost a financial year, there'd be money coming in without the expense, and then you'd be paying tax on it. So all these projects have to have a time frame. But I'm more than willing to do this multiple times. I think you over lunch. By the way, in honour of my wonderful friend Marvin and co-founder of the field of mBit, Marvin and I always go and have sushi and sake together. We didn't have any sake because of lunchtime. But Bill and I went to a sushi restaurant, sushi to have some good sushi, and delicious it was. That was in honour of Marvin's part of the whole thing. And so Bill's idea was, Christmas time's a great time to be gifting out presents. So please, around Christmas time, we'll be putting out a message out into the Facebook communities going, if you want to be part of this wonderful project, and it is good fun. Now I've done it in New Zealand, in Auckland. Suzanne and her family and I went and populated some books. You and I have now done it, and you and the rest of the Australians who are involved in this project will be doing it ongoingly with the rest of the books which are sitting. You can't see them, but there's boxes of books sitting all around our feet here. And so I think it'd be wonderful to do it again and again.
And soon to be distributing in Europe, right?
Yeah, absolutely. Wilbert, mBit Master Trainer Wilbert Molnar has got some over in Holland, and he's going to distribute them around Europe with some of the other trainers and coaches. In the UK, we've got it happening as well. There's a bunch of beautiful trainers over in the UK who've bought a huge cohort of boxes, and they're going to be getting together and populating it throughout the whole of the United Kingdom. So it's happening in multiple countries.
Excellent.
Nobody in the US yet.
Come on, people in the
Canada
US.
and US, come on. The rest of the world's leaving you behind.
There's some awesome trainers and master trainers in the US.
I only got a couple of trainers at this stage.
A couple of trainers, okay.
Yeah.
So we'll get the ball rolling there soon.
Absolutely.
This is a really
bad American accent. No, sorry, apologies. He'll edit this out. Maybe not.
No way.